Hey, so I want to talk about my second DMT trip. So, like I said, it was the day after my first DMT trip, which I've only ever had two. But I was staying with the same guy, like from my last video. If you haven't seen, check it out, and this one will make more sense. But so this day, dude went. He was like, all right, well, you could just chill at my house while I work today. He had like an 8-hour shift, and he was like, you can smoke weed, watch TV, feel free to eat whatever you want, do whatever you feel like. So that was very nice of him. So I just chilled all day. I smoked a little weed, ate some Hot Pockets. I was chilling. His granny was there. She was really nice. And then he got home, and we waited until it got dark out again to do the second DMT trip. So yeah. So the second DMT trip, we got in the same car. And he was like, all right, this time I was gonna take 2 hits, and he wasn't gonna do no more. He was just gonna watch me and make sure I was okay. So this time I took 2 big rips as fast as I could, like just like a dab rig, like I said, with the a dab rig. And this one came on way harder, way stronger. So as soon as I leaned back, this time, once the pixels formed and the pattern started, when I left my body, it was like I turned into a pattern. Instead of just seeing the patterns and being with the pattern, it was like my body turned into something else. Like, it was scary, but my consciousness from this body was still there, aware of shape-shifting into something unknown, with something unknown. And it was like this world of metal, like these metal patterns, like turning and turning, kind of like, it almost like, it looked like the machines from the Bowser castles in Mario. Like if you're playing Mario and you're in the Bowser castles and those all the metal machines, it was like I was turning into one of those. And it was really scary because I know if I lost consciousness of where I was at, I wouldn't know where I was at all, and it would be like not existing anymore. But I didn't realize that was what was so scary about it. So then finally I came out of that, and I was like, whew. And then this like Grim Reaper gray alien, just like the cartoons and movies, like this gray alien figure. His mouth turned into a zipper, and he zipped his mouth shut, and there was a hood, and he was like, I've got to show you something. But he didn't say anything. It was all brain communication. It was silent. And then I saw like my mom in the form of Jesus. It was like her in a cartoon in the form of Jesus, and she played this disc for me. She was like, here's this disc, and it went zoom zoom, and my whole life flashed before me of this planet. Like, it was like I could see the person sitting in the control room playing me like a video game, and they looked worried, but they looked like they were good. Like, they were like keeping me safe. Like, they were like, it's okay, but there's something more to this that I still don't understand, that has a lot to do with a lot of this shit, everything about this life, like about being real or not. Who knows? But and then once that was done, I came back. I forgot who I was for a minute. Like, somehow in the midst of all that, I slowly went forgetting who I was. And as the movie played, my life, and then it snapped back, and I remembered who I was. And I was like, oh yeah. And she was like, yay. So then, and then it got scary again. Then there was like these three of those gray alien figures, and they were in my face. Like I was like kidnapped on a UFO, just like they say they kidnap people. People have stories about getting kidnapped by aliens. It was like I was like in one of their machines, and it was like a sound tester, and it was testing some type of hearing vibration on me, and it was like wham, 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 and they were questioning me. It was like being in a court, like trial, like, or like being held down and questioned, like I was a criminal. Yeah. And it was just the three figures, and all I could hear was wah wah wah. And the message that I was getting, even though the sound, it was super loud, it was like as if bass was yelling at you, like straight up bass. But what they were saying was, but it was like I stole something, some precious gem or something. It was like, what are you on? 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 And it was and and I was trying to remember. I was like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And then finally click, I remember. I said DMT. Zoom. I said DMT 3 times. DMT, DMT, DMT. And I said it out loud, and then I woke up and I came back to this body. I was like, whoa. And when I came back, I was so grateful to be there. And it slowly where, and then I was just, and then I kind of just like looked around, and it was like I felt really comforted by my friend's presence. It was almost like he gave me a big hug, but without even touching me or anything, just coming back. And the rest, and coming back was kind of a blur. I can't remember much else about the trip, but it was crazy. Showed me there's a lot more to fear than I know, and it made me feel like I was important. Like my existence in the universe is important, and without me, I don't know. It was kind of scary and kind of good, and it brought up a lot of questions, like endless questions that will never end, that I have about life and history and what I can't remember, if I can remember anything. And not so much who, but, well, yeah, I don't know. What does the question even mean? But I haven't done it since, and that was the last time I tripped DMT.